All right, everybody. So I wanted to make this video uh, simply to add another layer of protection for those that are especially just getting started with coding and are perhaps relying on some of these videos to guide them along. This video is specifically dedicated to creating that full emergency backup, at least as full as I know how to do, so that you can maybe throw it on a thumb drive and put it in a safe, in a locked deposit box in Bermuda somewhere. So with that said, let's go ahead and proceed. So what is the status of my car right now? It's got a C-Tech charger, trickle charger hooked up to it. It's in diagnostic mode. So I triple tapped the start stop button, and the engine is not running. So that's the current status. I currently do have the OBD connected to my laptop via USB-C to Ethernet dongle. So I am all connected to the car and ready to connect with ESIS. So let's go ahead and get started with that now. If this is the first time you're watching my series and you're working your way through it, this is the first time you're actually seeing anything done inside of ESIS. So with that said, I'm actually going to back up here a second. If you've just loaded ESIS for the first time and it doesn't look like this, no problem. Click on Expert Mode, then Coding. Then hopefully this is what you should see. Up here in the top left, you should be using 3.34.0 64-bit if you're following along. So once you can actually see what I'm seeing here, then we're ready to proceed. Let's go ahead and connect to the car. So this button up here is your connect. You may see something that looks more like this. All of this listed for M850s that are in the same position I'm in, which is iStep 07/2020.45. This is where you're going, S18A. And see how this has 720 of 45, and this one has 320.69. Excuse me. This is me right here. I would have to do a little more research to find out where you're supposed to be, but it was told to me to choose the latest one that's compatible with your car. In other words, which I know that's a vague statement, the latest one that vaguely resembles the iStep in your car. So if you were 7 of 2020.30 or 25, it's my understanding you would still choose this one. It's also my understanding if you're still on 3 of 2020, you would choose this one. But if that's not correct, somebody will surely chime in and let me know. Anyways, moving forward, you're going to want to choose connection via VIN, and then leave this as the default Series iStep shipment. And with that all selected and looking like this, you can, if you've just plugged in your dongle and this hasn't populated with an IP address like this yet, hit refresh. If it hasn't populated with your VIN and IP address, then you're not ready to proceed. You've got some sort of a connection issue going on with your dongle, your computer, whatever that might be. You're not ready to proceed if you don't have something that looks vaguely like this. All right, let's connect. All right, connection established. Means we're good to go. We're connected to the vehicle now. So, as I stated, the main primary goal of this video is to show people how to do a full-on backup in case something should unfortunately go wrong. If you need to do a restore of something that you maybe made a mistake on or something like that. The other added benefit of this is also you can use a Token Master's CAFD or CADF, I can't remember, tool to compare. And we can cover that later. But for right now, as you can see, I did a read vehicle order right here. Don't click on anything here, just leave it be. So now you've read the VO or the FA from the vehicle. The next thing you're going to do, read ECU. This is going to read the car to find all the modules that are in it. Mine's a 2020 M850. I'm guessing features could change how many modules you have, perhaps. I don't know that, but I'm guessing. So mine shows 39. At this point, what we've done is read from the car. We've read the modules. And at this point now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to right-click at the top level. And we're going to read coding data. This is going to take a while. So we'll just let that go. But yeah, we're just going to read all of those modules from the car. This doesn't involve saving to the desktop or to the computer in any way. This doesn't involve changing anything to the car at this point. We're just gathering the necessary files so that we can create a backup at this point.
All right, so now we've read all data and it came back with 0 errors. We've got all of our CAFD or NCD files generated. Everything looks good, 0 errors it says. We'll go ahead and close this and we'll get into saving some backup files now. So moving forward then, we'll go ahead and now we can come back up to the vehicle order, the VO or the FA as it's sometimes called, and we can save our first file. So let's go ahead and click here, save, and I already have a file name video backup, so that's what we're going to go with. Actually, I won't because it's going to ask about overwriting, so we'll go video backup 2. There we go. So that's going to save that. And you can see that it's confirmed up here. We now know exactly where it's saved and the name of the file. And then let's also do this one. So let's save a backup of our SVT or our ECU read. So we're going to do the same thing, save, video backup. I'll just do the same thing, video backup 2, save. All right, and then the third and final save is going to be a folder instead of files, and it's not done within ESYS. So when we read all of this and it expanded these trees down, it had basically populated our CAFD files into our hard drive. So since every time it does that, the CFAD file is the same file name, it gets overwritten every single time. So what we want to do is take this moment in time or this snapshot in time and grab those. As you can see, C:\data FA is the folder. And up here, C:\data SVT. Well, there's a common thread there, C:\data, right? So C:\data and CAF, or short for CAFD. So if you go in here, you're going to see all of those that you just pulled. So we're going to take this whole folder and we're going to copy it. And then let's just go to desktop. And let's go create a folder. All right, so we just created that on our desktop, and we're going to drop the CAF folder in there. And then we're also going to go back here to our C:\data, and we're going to grab FA, copy, don't cut these, desktop. Let's paste that now. Go back again. And grab SVT. Copy. Don't cut. And right click and paste. So now in this folder on our desktop we've created called full backup, we have a backup of SVT, which I've got a lot in there. You may just have the one you just created, maybe the only thing in there. And we've got a backup of the FA folder, which this is the one we just created. Again, I have several in here, but you probably just have the one. And then our CAFD backups. So you've got all these now. So within each of those CAFD files are the individual settings for each, we'll say, function, if you will. So for example, if you've got your blinkers set to blink 3 times as opposed to 5 times, all of those settings are within each of these CFAD files. So they're for the entire CFAD file. And if you come back here, you can see some modules have more than one. I'm trying to find one that does. I know there are some that do. So that's why you may have 39 ECUs, but more CFAD files. And once you got those backed up, you could, reload them and then restore from that. So you'd go back to these settings in case you messed something up. Additionally, as I mentioned, Token Master has this great tool where you can compare CFAD files. So in other words, if you get to coding, and you mess something up and you don't know where it is, you load the one that you just backed up as well as the current one that you pull in the future sometime, and you can compare them side by side, and it'll say, okay, the only difference between those two CFAD files is the one on the left pane has 3 blinkers for your blinker setting, and the one on the right has 5 blinkers for your blinker setting, and that's all the difference is. Or if there's more differences or whatever, it basically helps you locate differences between them. So now that you've got the 2 files backed up, which is your FA and your SVT, and then also you've pulled your CAFD files, that is a full, or at least as far as I know, a full backup of everything you should need should you run into crisis mode. So with that said, we can go ahead now and we can disconnect. And we can close ESIS. And there you have it. So we now have a full backup. Let's take this file, or this folder, sorry, do whatever you want. Zip it, don't zip it, put it on a flash drive, put it somewhere safe. Maybe even have another version, leave it on your desktop as well, or put it in Dropbox, but label it and put it somewhere safe, because that could really save your butt down the road. All right, thank you for watching.